Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Here we are again, everybody, back in action in the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Federation. And we are once again doing a live event tour tonight. We are in the Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut. All right, we are not going to be on television, so we can save this selection as none. Let's take a look at our absent workers. And it's nothing but what we expect to be out. Let's take a look at our backstage incident. And Randy Savage is working with Steve Lombardi as his protege. So we got some good stuff there. All right, let's take a look at our show for tonight. For those of you that may not have noticed right away, I have added 2 matches to our card. And I think we're going to do this from here on out with the live events. The WWF in the 80s was running 3 shows a night. Okay, so they were working 3 different towns per night. A show, B show, C show, right? We can't do that in the game to make things realistic. So we're only running 1 show a night. So all of the huge roster that the WWF has is not being used. So I decided to tack on to each 8-match card an extra 2 matches to try to get our talent some reps, right? Makes sense? All right, so if it's got the asterisk next to it, it was not a real match on this card. So we're going to go ahead and give this card a rundown for tonight, everybody. Shadow, number 2, which is Jose Luis Rivera. He is going to wrestle Jose Estrada. Mario Mancini will lock horns with the one-man gang. Rick Renslow and Dave Wagner will battle Hercules and Harley Race. Tiger Chung Lee is going to be in singles action against Hillbilly Jim. Killer Khan is going to meet the world's strongest man in Ken Patera. The Young Stallions will face Demolition in tag team action. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, will face Dino Bravo once again, a repeat from last night. Tito Santana and Butch Reed continue their feud. Kamala and Sika are going to step in the ring against the former World Tag Team Champions, the British Bulldogs. And in our main event, everybody, Macho Man Randy Savage will face the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Now, we are dangerously close here to Macho Man turning babyface. I believe it was in July of 87 that he officially turned. There it is, late 1987, Macho Man officially turns. So they were testing the waters here, everybody, and having him work other heels outside of, with Honky Tonk Man, Butch Reed, and some other heels, just to test to see how his potential face turn would go. So here we are, everybody. This is it. We got a stacked card here, so you know what time it is. I know what time it is. Let's get to booking. All right, here we go. Shadow, number 2 versus Estrada here in the opener. And here is shadow number 2. And these two, if I'm correctly, would go on to become Los Conquistadors. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what the team was. Jose Estrada was an excellent wrestler. Of course, many years later, his son would also work for the WWF as Jose Estrada Jr. Jose Estrada was the real deal. Was he about 40 years old here at this point? He is 40 years old. Excellent, excellent wrestler. Estrada is going to get the win here, everybody, in the opener. And up next, we are going to have another 8-minute bout in which we are going to see Mario Mancini versus the one-man gang. And of course, the one-man gang is new, and we are going to do our best to get him over. So here we go. Here's Mario Mancini, and here is the one-man gang. And the best way to get anybody over is to get them wins. An art that's lost today in promotions like AEW, but a successful formula that always worked in pro wrestling. All right, up next, we're going to have Rick Renslow and Dave Wagner against Hercules and Race. Here are Renslow and Wagner. And here is Hercules and Race. We're going to have to adjust Dave Wagner's age. He's definitely not 20 years old here. We can do that. We are going to give Hercules the win here in this match. Hopefully we have enough time, but we can make adjustments as needed. All right, Tiger Chung Lee and Hillbilly Jim is up next. And you've heard me speak about Hillbilly Jim before. He's kind of a joke to people now, but he was not a joke in the 80s. Hillbilly Jim was over. He was a big dude. He was in great shape. Yes, his skills were very limited in the ring, but he had charisma, he had a presence, and he was beloved by the fans. And let me tell you something, 5-6-year-old Brad Drake thought the world of Hillbilly Jim. I'd go nuts when he would come out. All right, Killer Khan against Ken Patera up next. If you don't like this new format, let me know, but I think this is the fairest way to go to try to get our wrestlers more and more exposure. We're getting plenty of TV exposure, that's for certain, but they also need reps on house shows. All right, here is Ken Patera, and Kenny Patera is going to get that win, everybody. There we go. This one is booked. Up next, we have the Young Stallions and Demolition. They're going to go 14 minutes. And we are pushing Demolition to the moon. So they have to continue their winning ways here. But they're heels. So they're going to get the win by cheating. Because that, everybody, is what heels do. So manager interference for the finish. And Demolition will win this one. All right, Beefcake and Dino Bravo are up next. They're going to go 16 minutes. And Bravo got the win the night before, so we're going to give the win here to Brutus Beefcake. But we're going to get him the win by DQ. And it's going to be to outside interference. And it's going to be Johnny V, so this will help their feud continue. Beefcake's feud is with Johnny V, obviously. But it's also a feud with Dino Bravo and Greg Valentine. All right, so next we have Santana versus Reed. They are going to go 16. And we're going to double check this one to see who won the last time. Here is Tito Santana. Here is Butch Reed. All right, let's take a look at the match history here. Tito Santana got the win last time, but we did just have Demolition get the win here. we got to have, well, let's take a look at the rest of the card here. Yeah, we can give Reed the win. That makes sense. All right, so Butch Reed will get the win. And of course, he's a heel. It's going to come by cheating. And up next here, we have Kamala and Sika against the Bulldogs. This one's going to be a short match because of Kamala and Sika. Well, Kamala's limited stamina. Here are the British Bulldogs. And we are going to have Davey Boy Smith get the win here. He's going to get one of those big boys up in that power slam. And here comes our main event, everybody. 25 minutes. And it's Savage versus Honky Tonk. Man. Here we go. Intercontinental Heavyweight title is on the line. Here's the Macho Man. He's getting in some work here the last couple days. Here is Honky. So we got heel versus heel, but this is also because the turn is coming for Macho Man. As a matter of fact, we need to get his turn ready to go. All right, so Randy Savage gets the win. Epic, and it's going to come by DQ. We'll have it come by countout. All right, so we're 1 minute over. That's okay. So we can actually cut. What do we want to cut here? In the future, we would make one of these matches another 10-minute match. In our case, we just got to cut 1 minute. We'll cut it off the opener. All right, let's go ahead and start the show, and let's see how we do. We got a 2.5 hour show here. It's a good show time. And once again, we're in the Hartford Civic Center. All right, Shadow 2 against Estrada. Estrada wins with that flying clothesline. And Rivera gets a 42. Estrada gets a 40, 32 overall. Red text the doom, understandable. One Man Gang gets the win here, everybody, with a 747, and he is not over yet in the territory. That's why he's just got a 52. A little bit of red text the doom there. And Hercules and Race get the win over Renslow and Wagner. And Hercules gets the win with that backbreaker rack. And of course, we get red text the doom here for Wagner being exhausted. All right, Chung Lee, or Lee and Hillbilly Jim, 70. 74 and a 52 scores us a 70. All right, up next here, we got Killer Khan and Ken Patera. Ken Patera gets the win with that bear hug known as the Patera hug. 72 overall for Kenny Patera. I'm sorry, 72 overall for this match. Killer Khan is showing his age. All right, up next here, we have the Young Stallions and Demolition. We get a 77 on this one. 97 and a 92. Lots of green here. The Young Stallions just aren't that over yet. And that's okay. That's how it goes. So they lose to Demolition. Demolition continues their winning ways. 77 overall for this one. And we have some takeaways due to the inexperience of the Young Stallions. Hence, the Young Stallions. All right, Beefcake and Bravo, 68 and an 80. And see there, we get to see that feud gain some heat here. And 79 overall. Beefcake gets the win. All right, Santana and Butch Reed. And Butch Reed gets the win after the interference from Slick with the Gorilla Press Slam. 81-75 gets us a 77. We're doing pretty good on this card so far, no doubt about it. And here we come up next. Kamala and Sika against the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs get, we get an 80 overall for that score. Good stuff. Lots of green here. Green equals money. I was never a fan of these warm-up jackets that the Bulldogs wore, but the weird cape thing, I never thought it was a good look. All right, up next to our main event, Savage and Honky get us a 96. Excellent score here. And 96. I like it. This should put us over the edge with our score here. And it does. We get a nice 93 score. Good stuff. We are going to call out Randy Savage for a good performance. We are going to call out Dynamite Kid, and we are going to call out Davey Boy Smith. Great performance. We're going to give Dynamite a hug. We're going to give Davey a hug. We're going to make that speech. Savage is pleased, Dynamite is pleased, and Davey Boy is pleased. All right, that's going to take us back to the main screen. And we are going to be moving on to the Providence Civic Center here. And we'll do the same thing. We'll add 2 more matches. Of course, I'll take care of that off screen. No problem. And here we are, back to the main screen. And there we go. Zank has gone wacky. Here's the point in which we are going to fire Tom Zank. Martel's cool with it. There he is. Tom Zank's gone. Let's take him off of our books. He's gone. Tag teams, we can remove the Can-Am connection. And of course, we know Strike Force is coming right around the corner here, everybody. And let's see what else is going on here. Ferg Gagne got divorced. No way. All right, what else we got going here? Scicluna's going to work for Atlantic Grand Prix. Good for him. Lack of big names hurt the attendance. I don't know. You had some serious names on that one. Let's take a look and see if we sold it out. We did. No problem. All right, no sense to look at anything else here, everybody. For those of you that are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop us a message below. Make sure to check us out on social media, facebook.com/group/1987supermod. You can also find us over on Reddit under the subreddit TEW. Don't forget, we are also on Discord under 1987 Supermod. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/PowerCastNetwork. For $5, you get access to all of our shows early and YouTube and free. You will also get access to all of our spreadsheets, version 10.1 of the Supermod, and so much more, everybody. Check it out today. It's just $5. And don't forget, Wrestling Fans International Association wants you. Join today. It's free. TheWFIA.org. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.